Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Planet X Star Systems Coming into the Solar System. Now, as I have shown in Article 616 entitled Blizzard Conditions at 33 degrees in California, how is it possible? Planet X objects were destroyed when most of the photon energy in them was removed by the Creator, which left them able to interact gravitationally at a very basic level. But yet the outer layers of the objects remain connected to the core because the core had created all the matter that made up its outer layers. And this is illustrated here how the Planet X planets, which would have been a whole object with a core, living core, and outer layers all connected, broke into pieces and turned into a dead core surrounded by a debris field. And this occurred for the same reason that a blob of plasma ejected by a galactic core turns into a globular cluster with millions of stars. It's the drop in gravitational energy. As that matter creates more matter, the gravitational energy in the overall blob of matter drops, and that causes it to break up into small pieces. So it breaks into stars, into millions of stars. So this is what occurred here. Dropping gravitational energy causes matter to fission into smaller pieces. Now, since planetary cores are formed inside a parent star, the planet's core will remain connected to the star's core, even after the star also has become a stellar core surrounded by a debris field. In the same way, if you have a large star system comprised of a large star with planets and perhaps a small star orbiting the large star with its own planets, the whole system will remain connected. The orbits will most likely be much larger than before, so that the small star and planets move away from the object that they orbit, but they will still remain connected. This then means that when the large star is attracted toward the sun and comes into the solar system, the smaller star will follow, and so will all the planets, each with their own debris field. And here you see one of these large Planet X system stellar cores, and it's seen here within a CME. And you can see plasma coming out from the sun, draping across the object. This is because these objects actually cause the CMEs. CMEs are matter creation events, which they induce the sun into having. And this object, as you can see, was very close to the sun, so a size comparison means that it's about 4 times larger than the sun. You may look at Article 321 for more details. So the original star, which turned into the Planet X system stellar core above, would have been at least 8 times larger than the sun, as cores do not seem to be any larger than 40% of the total size of a star, as the Earth's core is now about 20% of the size of the Earth, but the Earth appears to have expanded to twice its size since the flood event. You may look at Article 521 entitled Planet X and the Flood. The Earth expanded due to matter creation by its core. Thus, when a stellar core about 4 times the size of the sun arrives, it is to be expected that many more objects will come in shortly after, which would most likely include objects that may have been smaller stars and many that had been planets and are now planetary cores, and also many moon cores. Large stars are likely to create smaller stars and also planets, and the smaller stars would create their own planets. Thus, the number of objects coming in behind one large Planet X star could number in the hundreds of objects, if you consider that this large star may have had 4 smaller stars orbiting it and maybe 10 planets orbiting it as well. Then the smaller stars may have had 5 planets orbiting each of them, which would give a total of 30 planets and 3 stars. Then, if each planet had an average of 4 moons, we would end up with 123 objects in total. And here you see one of the stellar cores moving in towards the sun, and it is moving with its debris field. Huge amount of pieces of rock surrounded in cloud envelopes, and the cloud is of course water, debris water that used to be a part of the inside of the planet. And so this object turned out to be actually larger than the sun, so it would most likely be followed shortly after it gets to the sun by many of its planets. And the planets, when a star dies, are likely to move further away from the star. So in the case of the Planet X system stars, which suddenly died when their gravitational energy was removed, would have also moved away from the star, but they would still remain connected to it. So as the star moves into the solar system, these planets would follow and move with it into the solar system. So in conclusion, Planet X system stellar cores do not come in individually but as whole systems. And since very large stars are likely to have smaller stars orbiting them as well as planets, and as the smaller stars would most likely have planets orbiting them as well, when a large Planet X system stellar core arrives at the sun, many more smaller stellar cores are sure to follow. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.